have is that backdrop.
And that's a pretty good backdrop. So I think you kind of win. I was like, I'm not even going to try when you got a backdrop like that.
Yeah, I had to fly overnight to get that backdrop.
Well, welcome everybody to Zia Comic Weekly, where we get to nerd out for the next half hour. And yeah, this definitely is going to be one of our very interesting takes from on the road. Okay, Troy, where are you?
Madrid, Spain. Let me come inside. Madrid, Spain.
Madrid, Spain, and I am back here in Las Cruces. So a little bit of jealousy, just a little bit of jealousy.
It's about the same thing.
Yeah, I would much rather have wine in this cup than coffee.
Oh, trust me, there's a ton of Starbucks around here too. They're very Americanized.
Well, hey, I was like, what can I compete with? We'll just do coffee. We'll have our fancy coffee today. What's going on with you, man? Since you're like Carmen Sandiego.
taking a vacation finally.
Wow.
Work, and just so I can get back just in time to work again.
Yeah. So, by the way, this is definitely a needed vacation with everything that has been going on with you, and it doesn't stop. Even though you got a vacation now, you're coming back to quite a bit of things going on.
Well, it's real. I'm working through the whole vacation. I just got off the laptop. I was doing some contracts, so trying to get some good guests for Horror Fest.
Oh, that's right. So whenever we get closer to Horror Fest, we need to have Jackie join us, because that's our expert when it comes to all things scary movies and stuff.
Yeah, well, I've got one on 99% sure on contract. I think it's going to be popular. So
okay,
we'll see.
And of course, we have the anime coming up next month. So how are things been going with that?
I'm still working on that too. We just added a perk to the VIP ticket. The Gallery Panda, the guys who do the acrylic artwork. If you saw them in El Paso, there were a lot of them were backlit and stuff. They do amazing artwork on acrylic. Every VIP is going to get a 12 by 18 inch piece of that artwork as their VIP package.
Oh, wow. So, yeah.
That's a $50 value just by itself.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, y'all need to get them VIPs now, because you're walking away with some art.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be the VIP is gonna be well worth it with all the swag and stuff. The Maid Cafe is shaping up. It's gonna be really cool. They're gonna do the Idol show, which is kind of like anime karaoke, I guess you'd call it. Yeah, anime shows are a different animal from Comic-Con, so it's gonna be a little different.
And then the ramen contest.
Oh, I almost forgot. Yeah, the ramen eating contest.
The only reason I remembered that is because Martine has mentioned to me like at least 3 times this morning about he's like, so they're having the ramen contest. He's like, but what if I want to like join the contest, but I just want to eat the ramen? I was like, well, you go at your own pace.
Then you lose. You just lose the contest and get free ramen. Well,
I was like, you lose the contest. I was like, but if you'd like to win, you would try. So
there's no award for slowest. So
although that would be a good idea. No.
Yeah, we're talking with the venue because they're going to be they're the only food providers. So we're trying to make it spicier than normal ramen, so people don't just drink the bowl.
Oh,
if you drink the bowl, there'll be a price later.
Have you gotten a chance? And I know for a while there was these ramen packets that were in the black label, and it was like the world's hottest ramen, they were calling it at the time. I don't know if you ever got a chance to try that yourself.
I was stationed in Korea for a year, and I ate some really spicy stuff that I don't even know what it was, but it was really spicy. Some kimchi type ramen. So I'm sure I had something along the lines of that.
See, and that's what I was gonna say. I think this ramen, because we ended up buying a packet here at the station and trying it, and I feel like it was hot that they said, but I don't think it was nowhere near that some of those spices that you would get. Because if you're saying you probably came across some hot stuff, I think the one that we bought may have been a bit of a dud because it wasn't that spicy.
I've had some ramen and some kimchi over in Korea that instantly made my nose run. First bite just like a faucet.
See, that's what you expect. You're like, okay, if I eat that, then I'm just like, okay, I can't breathe because I'm choking on boogers because it's just that bad.
It's exactly. I mean, yeah, you make it sound so delicious, but it's kind of just like that. I still have that Pocky chip. We can bring it in and break it in three.
I'm still waiting for that, but I tell you, man, I got to really mentally prepare myself because I have not heard anybody say great things. Like there have been even a small piece that it is
We
crazy.
we will have bread and milk on the standby.
And apparently we need to get gloves too because they said you need to
Okay.
have gloves to touch it.
Yeah, because if you accidentally wipe your face, oh, anywhere
Yeah,
near your
no.
eyeball.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be interesting the day that that happens. I'm like, I gotta really mentally prepare myself, and it has to be on a Friday. That's the takeaway from all this. It's got to be on a Friday that I don't have anything going on that weekend. Like, we're not gonna do this, and then you got, you know, to be in El Paso. That's probably not gonna be
Or
fun for
calling
you.
sick the next day.
Yes, it's like, hey, I'm taking a personal day. Oh, really? What happened? I ate a chip.
Today's going to be the best of Joey and Jackie.
And probably for the rest of the week because they decided to eat the chip.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see. But ramen eating contest, Martine, like I said, has reminded me about the ramen eating contest. So don't be surprised if you see Martine trying to compete. So
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're going to go sit down and just eat a poke bowl and it's going to be a nice meal. We're trying to make it challenging, so we're trying to make it as spicy as possible.
yeah. See, and that's the great part about it because there's gonna be someone that's gonna be like, I just need to do it. But then when that spice hits, it's gonna bring them
Yeah,
back. Like, wait a minute, I
and
can't
then
do that.
you'll get those people. Well, I eat jalapenos raw. Well, this is a different type of spice, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah, no, no. Have you ever gotten a chance to try the what is it, the ghost pepper that they have around here?
Uh huh.
That's
Once.
not. Yeah, I've had that in a dried chili form. I've had that, and when you want to talk about horrible, that is a horrible bird that I would not wish on anybody.
It burns twice.
Yes, it does. And to know that now there's another one, the scorpion pepper, and I think
The
there's something
Carolina
more like
Reaper.
Carolina Reaper. Yeah, I've gotten to just the ghost, not getting any further than that.
Yeah, you might not notice I'm white, so I don't. I failed the litmus test on that one.
I'll turn red if that happens. So we will all be matching in color if we do that. So Troy, let's nerd out because there's quite a bit of things. Big announcements that were made, obviously, with some, HBO Max now turning into the Max.
Bumax.
So yeah, the Max. Next week it'll now officially be the Max. It looks like there will be quite a few things that will be coming that way. I'm sure, and obviously a lot of this is pending the writer strike. That we'll be seeing quite a bit of things headed to the Max, and it looks like DC is going to try to get quite a bit of their programming on that channel.
I'm down for that. If they really do that and don't just turn it into a Discovery streaming channel, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I'm they may have listened to you and I where we said, you need to find a home for the DC fans, for those that want to
Yes.
go see those movies and to see those characters. There may be a home for that, and the Max may be the place to go and see everything that is Batman, Superman, and anything else related. They do very well. Black Adam, I think, did very well on HBO Max that it may not have found the success in the theaters.
It wasn't a bad movie, but it wasn't a great movie. I just
Yeah.
that's the only thing I can really say for Black Adam.
Yeah, and but it was a movie that should have just been on a streaming service, not pay money to go at a movie theater.
Yeah, yeah, and I was really disappointed. That was the most wooden performance by The Rock that I've ever seen.
You mean to tell me that the Tooth Fairy he was more he was more lively in that movie than Black Adam?
He was more lively in The Scorpion King, and that was CGI'd.
Oh, by the way, it's been a minute, but I watched back those old movies. Man, the graphics how they've changed over the years.
It was like a bad video game back then.
right? And it's like you can tell that they did a cardboard cutout of The Rock's face that is just like, come on, guys. So it doesn't really transfer over well now that you can see TV in 4K and you can see
Yeah,
that how bad the graphics were.
you
So
can almost see the rubber band on the paper mask he was wearing.
it's falling down. I'm excited to see, but once again, it really is a lot of it is pending on what's going to come out of the writer strike and what they can get to working on as far as James Gunn. And I think James Gunn also set himself up to go into the DC universe after the success of Guardians of the Galaxy, which I have not seen yet. I still haven't seen Guardians yet.
No, me either.
Martine told me in just so many words, but without spoiling, and it says, "You will shed a tear."
Oh, I'll probably shed more than one.
Yeah, and Martine, I don't think really cries like that. So for him to tell me that he shed a tear kind of tells me something. I'm like, I don't know. And I was like, man, I was like, if you've been watching the show, when it comes to
I,
animals, if something happens, I'm gonna cry.
I almost cried during the trailer.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm excited to see this one. I'm still giving it some time because, the movie theaters are going to be packed for people to go see this movie.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I still, I mean, like you said, I try to avoid the theater, so I still haven't seen Super Mario Brothers. I still haven't seen Avatar: Way of Water.
Yeah, no, that's another one I haven't seen yet, but it's like, okay, can you hurry up and get to a streaming service? Which is what I'm hoping for with HBO Max. A lot of these movies just end up there next week and like, oh, I get to catch up. A movie that's already on streaming is Ant-Man. Quantumania is already on Disney Plus.
Oh, is it? I have to check that out.
Yeah, I noticed yesterday. I was like, "Oh, hey, it's on Disney Plus." So there's a movie to catch up on and to see that we didn't get a chance to go to the theaters because I wasn't really wanting to go.
Yeah, they didn't really hype that coming to streaming very heavy then.
I'm kind of wondering if that has anything to do with
Jonathan
Kang.
Morgan.
I think I don't know. I mean, are they going to replace him?
They could. That's a character that's easily replaceable
Yeah.
because Kang takes on many forms. But yeah, I don't. DC didn't replace Ezra Miller, so I
Yeah.
is this
No,
their Ezra Miller?
maybe. I mean, you guys got to, and keep in mind for those that are, big Marvel heads and have watched every single movie. Um, keep in mind there was Rhodey. He got traded out. You had Terrence Howard was
Oh
him
yeah,
in the first movie, and then next thing you know it was Don Cheadle. And to be honest, I'm kind of glad it went Don Cheadle because I think he just played that character even better.
yeah. I wouldn't have cared either one. Either one would have been a great, did a great roadie for me. But yeah, I mean they will replace. If you're an issue, they'll replace you.
Yeah. So don't think that anybody, I mean, either they're going to just get rid of your character altogether or they're going to replace you. And Marvel's pretty good at just pretending that nothing happened. So they'll be like, oh, hey, guess what? We replaced this character. Here's a new one.
Alternate
Yeah.
timeline.
Yeah. On the Marvel side of things, I did see Loki season 2. We're going to be getting Loki season 2 in October.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping the second season is just as good as the first because that first season was uh, that was a crazy good season.
Yeah, and obviously, I think they'll lay the groundwork with the other, guard. I mean, we got Guardians, Ant Man. I'm sure. I don't know how it'll tie in with as far as timeline purposes, but from where it left off in season 1, I think there's going to cover a lot of ground. I mean, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the setup for us getting into Captain America, because Captain America is eventually going to come out, roll out next year. They've already started filming. I could see this be a setup for a movie or possibly some other shows down the line.
Well, talking about, I mean, you saw the announcement from Disney too. They're pulling back.
Yeah.
Not going to be as many series. They're taking some of the things off of the streaming service. We talked about last week, they're merging with Hulu
Hmm.
because they shed what they say 4 million subscribers over a quarter. That hurt.
I mean, it's not good. But then again, I think they got to take a hard look as to like, so a lot of people really liked Loki. Did a lot of people really care for some, like, I mean, yes, we're going to get a Captain America movie, but if they didn't make that move to the movie, did we really need a season 2 of, Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
No, no. I honestly, I think they should use the streaming services to set up the movies.
Yeah.
Uh, that would be a really good setup. You give a season so that you get acquainted with the characters, and then boom, here's your movie.
Yeah, I just there's so many outlets that they could do with Marvel, which I could see DC starting to do quite a few things like that. Like I said, James Gunn right now has the golden ticket after having a successful movie. I could see him taking some of that magic to DC. So I don't know. I think we are going to see a shift. Maybe a lot of fans really kind of aiming towards to see what's going to be next, because you still have a Peacemaker series. I mean, Dave Bautista has said that he's interested in working with James Gunn again. You have quite a few people from the Marvel world that wants to follow James Gunn into the DC universe.
Yeah, I mean, they announced Karen Gillian now wants to jump over and be Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
They're all following him over to DC, and he's already worked with some few of them on Suicide Squad. So
Yeah. I don't know, man. Well, just Marvel get it together, because it's going to be a little rough couple of months for you guys. And especially if they do that. I don't know how that's going to work, though, when they do that merger with Hulu and Disney Plus, because like you said, they're going to have to cut some series. They're going to have to cut some things, not just on the Marvel side of thing, but you think about some of the movies and stuff they're putting together. And I think they're putting a lot on this Little Mermaid remake that's going to be coming out. And I don't know how it's going to do.
I don't know. The only live action remakes I've liked so far are the John Favreau ones.
Right? Those seem to be perfect. I mean, there was oh man, I can't even remember off the top of my head. Dumbo, which was a live action. And that one actually turned out to be very well. And I don't think it was promoted nearly as much as you've seen The Little Mermaid and The Lion King and some of these other movies.
Yeah,
So
see, Dumbo, I didn't really care for Dumbo, and it was star studded.
yeah, it was. But it also maybe it's because of Danny DeVito. I think that's why I wanted to go see it. So I don't know. Disney is gonna have to pull back a lot, and I think it's not just us, comic book fans. I mean, I think there's gonna be quite a bit of things from Disney that change, and yeah, you're not gonna see a new project every 5 months from Disney and the wonderful folks at Hulu.
Yeah, I mean, but don't forget they have Star Wars too,
That's right.
plus their own IP stuff. I think the last one they put out under their own IP was a Strange World or Strange Adventure, or
Yeah.
uh, which wasn't a bad movie, but I know it got panned very heavily.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you own the world, how do you control it, Disney? I don't know. I am excited though. Hulu is dropping some great movies that are, straight to the streaming service that I'm excited for. White Men Can't Jump is going to get a revival that's going to be on Hulu.
A
Uh,
series?
yeah, no, a movie. They have a movie coming out
Oh,
on Friday. John Cena is, letting his comedy chops loose. They have another movie with him and Lil Rel. I think it's like Vacation Friends or something like that. So John Cena gets to do these dumb comedy movies that go straight to streaming that I think are kind of cool to see, aside from just the big box office movies.
I mean, there's a definite market for it. Every movie doesn't have to be a blockbuster. You don't have to kill it at the box office if you make your money back on streaming.
Yeah. So why have to be in the major box office theatrical releases? Because let's be honest, a White Man Can't Jump movie, is people really going to go to the movie theaters to see it?
I love the original.
It was great, but it also had two stars in this. I couldn't tell you who's in it. I mean, I know Jack Harlow is, obviously, but for his first movie, like, I don't
I,
think I'm rushing the theater to see this.
yeah, I don't know why they don't just come up with original ideas instead of remaking stuff that's already out there.
Yeah, but it's probably cheaper because you didn't have to put a big movie budget and just put it on a streaming service.
Yeah, I guess if you already own the rights to the movie, you can remake it without paying writers and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So,
Which is why here we are again with the writer strike, because they're like, "Oh, we'll just remake it and we'll see what happens." But I don't know, man. I think things are definitely making a switch in certain movies. I mean, just need to go to streaming services. Let's be honest. Which movies are we going to see at the movie theaters these days? Like, if anybody,
zero.
I mean, I'll just wait till the streaming service comes out. But for those
Yep.
diehard moviegoers, if you wait a few months, no longer do you have to rush to see it first. I mean, unless you're okay with catching a spoiler or two on social media, you'll wait a couple of months and then you'll get a free 7-day trial and watch the movie.
Or have a friend that loans you the login.
Or a sibling that just takes your login. Yeah, no, I got a couple. I got one that does that. So
No, I'm
he
telling you, Apple. Don't sleep on Apple TV. I've been going through some of the shows on there, and they've got some really good sci-fi stuff. That like Silo is really good. Severance is really good. Then they have, of course, Ted Lasso. But there's a ton of sci-fi type stuff that isn't being pushed into the mainstream, but it's really good stories.
You mentioned Ted Lasso last week, and I was like, it was it seemed, and I told you I've been wanting to watch it. So we got into a binge watching of Ted Lasso, and we are now into season 2. It is
Yep.
surprisingly good.
You don't have to know a thing about soccer because he doesn't.
And I feel right at home with him because I'm like, I have no idea how any of this is working, but apparently we are learning together, Ted Lasso.
Yeah, and it's not just is they put together such a great cast of characters, man, and they all work so well off each other.
It's great. So I don't know, man. Is Apple TV Plus the sleeper streaming service that people need to really get on? Because like you said, there's some great movies. I mean, there's that Chris Evans movie that I want to see.
Ghost, yeah.
Yeah, and then that's actually one that we're gonna watch this weekend that I said, "Hey, I think we need to watch this." But like you said, you also see some great sci-fi, great comedies, some, action. Like there's just a lot. And I don't think people often realize, hey, Apple TV Plus got some, and there's stars that are a part of this, like Chris Evans, Ted Lasso. I don't know his real name right now, but
Jason Sudeikis.
Jason Sudeikis. I mean, Apple TV Plus may be the place to go.
They're like you said, they're the sleeper. I would have never, if it didn't come with my new phone, I would have never tried them.
Yeah.
But
And
man, I'm so glad I did.
and that's how we got ours, with a new iPad purchase. We're like, "Oh, we got 3 months? Okay, let's try it. Let's see what's going on." It's like,
Binge it.
happen at the right time.
Yeah, while you're in there, check out Silo and Severance.
Yeah, Silo is one that I wanted to see. I really wanted to see that one. And then, like I said, there was another series that we watched with, Maya Rudolph. That was she was I don't know, it was really cool. Just the comedic chops on Maya Rudolph are hilarious.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
you
she's
get a
good.
little bit of that Saturday Night Live from back in the day and have it in a series. And it's just so cool to see that, man, these are TV series that if you think about it, back in the day, they should have been on like prime time
Oh
TV.
yeah, oh yeah. Like I said, I predicted this a few years ago. Everything's going to go streaming. Cable's going to die. Cable's just going to provide you the internet to get to the streaming.
I don't know, man. At this point, there's some other options when it comes to getting internet, and it may not have to be your cable provider.
Yeah, and the
So
next step is going to be a la carte. Instead of platforms, you're just going to subscribe to shows.
yeah, and there are
My
quite a
prediction.
few shows. I mean, but I think I think that's what hurts Netflix ultimately. I think a lot of people stay on Netflix because of their shows. But like if you said, if you can just say, hey, I don't really care about the service, but I want to get Stranger Things, I
Right.
think a lot of people will do that.
Yeah, I can see that because even if you'll pay less. Maybe pay $5 for the season or 10, $20 for the season. Watch at your leisure.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, that's how we were doing. We were buying these DVD of the series. I
yeah,
mean, now you just buy it and have it directly streaming to your device and you're ready to go.
I don't even know if you can buy DVDs anymore.
I don't even know where you find a DVD, to be honest.
Yeah. They have Blu-rays at Albertsons at the end of the checkout.
That's right. Can I tell you? I don't even know where I'm going to play it when I get one. I'll be like,
Yeah.
I don't even
I
have
haven't turned
the.
my Blu-ray player on in over a year.
I'll be honest. I don't even know if mine works. It's just sitting there collecting dust, and I'm even looking at it like, can I just move that out of the way, or just like, what do I
It's
do with
taking
it?
up
Like,
space.
it really is. Like, it's kind of okay. You're just in the way. You're a great paperweight at this point. So, some news. I don't know how true this is. We'll just call this the rumor side of things. Seth MacFarlane quits Family Guy.
How's he quit? He owns it. How's he
It
quit it?
exactly. So some of the things that I saw before we jumped on was that because of the writer strike, he's siding with the writers, and so he's leaving Family Guy.
Wow. I wonder if that's just symbolic or if he's.
I don't know, but we've heard for a while now that he has just not been happy with Fox. And
No.
he just if he could move that show, I think he would, and he's had success with his other show with, what is it, Orville or the
The
other one?
Orville, yeah,
Orville?
that was a really good show.
Yeah, and
He
I
also
think he's I don't
American
know, maybe
Dad, Family Guy. He's got a couple of shows.
I mean, TBS, I don't know in what connection that works out, but he's apparently done with Family Guy.
Wow. He
I don't
does
know.
quite a few of the voices on her too. So if he leaves, what are they going to do for some of those voices?
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to look up right now as far as how true this is, but I've seen it kind of trending for a while this morning. It says Seth MacFarlane quits Family Guy in support of the ongoing writer strike in Hollywood. He's reportedly quit until an agreement between the Guild of America and the studio reach an agreement. So it looks like this is more a symbolic thing than it really is him just, I'm done with the show, never going to do it again.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure the bank would call him up if he said that. And said, oh, no, 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 Seth.
And I'm pretty sure Fox would be like, you can't just leave like that. We ain't letting you go.
Breach of contract. Yeah.
Oh man, once you get into that, it can't be pretty.
Yeah. Let's hope that's not true. As silly as both those shows are, I like them.
Mhm.
And the Orville is kind of like the new generation Star Trek. It's Star Trek with a sense of humor.
But you know what though? But it's done great for
Yeah.
Hulu. A lot
They
of folks have
tackle
said
they
that.
tackle a lot of social issues on that show. You'd be surprised.
I know, as I say, it's kind of surprising to say that. It's like, yeah, no, it's from Seth MacFarlane. He can be serious too, guys.
Yeah, he actually
So,
does a decent job at it.
man, hey, before we go, can we talk about family? Because
So are we on? Was it Fast and Furious 20 now?
yeah, because family is returning to the theaters tomorrow.
Nothing stronger than family.
Nothing stronger than family. Not even space can separate family.
I heard him. He said some stupid quote that this is going to be the start of a new trilogy. I'm like, dude, I don't know if you can count, but X means 10 in Roman numerals. So your trilogy thing doesn't quite add up mathematically.
The reporter, when you watch that interview, she looks so confused when he said that because she's just kind of like,
One,
well, for
two,
one, I
three,
think she's
four.
excited that she was the one that got the breaking news that there's going to be 3 more. But then you can tell that she was doing the math like how you're saying, like, he does realize that, you're on number 10 and this doesn't work. He should have said something along the lines of like, "We have 3 more movies we're gonna do." Instead, he threw that curveball. So between a math question and I just got this breaking news story that's gonna trend, she looks so lost. She's just like, "I don't know what to do with this information." Great, but someone needs to tell Vin Diesel to take Math 101 again.
Hey, Vin, try means 3, dude.
But my question to you, because this movie comes out this weekend, Guardians has had a successful run over the last 2 weeks. I believe last weekend it brought in 89 million.
Wow.
Does it take the number 1 spot or does Guardians hold on to it? Because they put a lot of promo into family, but the Guardians family I think Guardians may actually hold on to the number 1 spot.
I don't know, man. I think what's going to happen is Fast and Furious might take it for a week, and then you're going to see a second week drop off, and
Yeah.
Guardians will take it back
Yeah, they'll get
because
there.
people love hot cars and hot people.
Yeah, and Jason Momoa is hot, man. So,
He is
well,
dreaming.
he really is. So I think they'll make their mark. They'll get their $100 million opening. But the way I see Guardians trending on social, I think more and more people are gonna go watch Guardians because it is kind of summing up this storyline that I think a lot of people were just so involved with it. I don't know if family's strong enough to be number 1 this weekend.
I think they are, but I don't think they're strong enough to hold it for more than a week.
Yeah. So we'll
I think you're going to see a big second week drop off with Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I think Fast and Furious, so it's interesting because you're overseas, by the way. Um, I think, and I don't know how it is, like, I feel like it does very well internationally. These movies do very well internationally because they've always incorporated that international aspect. They're in London one day, they're, in Tokyo, they're in space next week. Like, it's the number one movie in space. Did you not hear? It's does very well at the moon. So
I'm waiting for them to cross over with Freddie and Jason.
that somebody said they were like, what did I see on TikTok?
Freddie
They said
versus the family.
the family, nothing gets between Jason and Freddie and family.
Except the family.
Somebody said they're like, if he's gonna put out 3, so then the next one should be Fast XX, and then the third one is his Fast Triple X. So then he can then cross over with his Triple X franchise, so that way it can be Triple X versus family. So
It's
it's
Dom's old brother, Xander.
apparently Xander. I mean, hell, they said John Cena was his brother, so hey, might as well throw in another brother in there.
Who's okay? We brought in every big actor to go against him. Who's after Momoa? Are they going to be Pedro Pascal?
I mean, at this point, if Pedro or someone else isn't coming through, I don't know. Denzel hasn't joined that movie yet, so get Denzel Washington, or I don't know. There's a lot of
people.
people.
Anybody's going to beat the family is going to be Pedro.
That would be a good. And then there's like a Mandalorian tie to it, like just him and Grogu show up, and
Just give him some kid. He's got to get safely through the family's front line.
There you go. See,
Dom ain't got a chance.
Hollywood and Chat GPT. You can sit back. We've got it from here.
Right a crossover.
Man, these comic book people are gonna be like, what is going on now? Like now I have why is there a Mandalorian now and he's drifting?
He's riding a Mario Kart.
Oh my god. That's the crossover we need.
And Jack Black is there.
I know, and he's singing Peaches. Okay. This is the part of the show where we have totally lost it at this point. So
we're off the rails.
We definitely are. We don't even know at this point because now you have Vin Diesel racing Yoda for pink slips to the Millennium Falcon. Like it's okay. it's but you know what though? There will be a movie made. If there's not a spoof movie about this, there will be some type of spoof movie about all of this.
Fast and Furious Mario Kart.
There you go. Zia Comics, what do you guys got going on at the store?
More of the same. I got one of my managers is moving a bunch of stuff over to the Alamogordo location. I've been watching him on camera, and hopefully it's going to be ready by sometime next month to open up, do a soft opening.
Nice.
Still, we got a lot of stuff. That place, it doesn't sound real big until you try to fill it with product. So it's, we brought all the product in there and set it up, and I'm like, oh, we need to bring more.
Oh man, but it's great, man. It's coming along. It's getting there. You're almost at the finish line.
Slowly but surely, yes.
Yeah, you guys are gonna get there. Well, Troy, enjoy your vacation. This has definitely been. I like this one, man. This one's a where in the world. I need to make something that says where in the world is Troy.
Hey, can we get those guys to sing a cappella?
Let me see if we have it. Yeah, we can see if we can get it in the budget for next week's episode. So let them know your socials so they can keep up with you.
We're all over interwebs. We got, where's my camera? We got the YouTube. We got the Twitter. We got the Meta. We got the, what am I missing? I said Twitter. TikTok is last. Oh, and Facebook and TikTok.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there we go. So make sure you guys keep up with them. Find out all that is happening with Zia Comics and on me. You can catch me on the Meta. You can catch me on the Twitter. Actually, no, I'm not on Twitter. You can catch me on Instagram and you can catch me on TikTok. So yeah, find me. Just search Joey Hot 103. You'll find me somewhere doing a weird dance or saying something weird. Yeah, that's what I'm doing on Graham. I'm usually doing something or posting a funny picture of Jackie and Martine somewhere. So oh man, guys, this has been another edition of Zia Comic Weekly. We'll see y'all next week.
Later, nerds.